when you start to set up 80 experts?
80 experts, we just started to set up half a year ago, basically. In March 2017. And the last month we were busy developing the technology, because the technology for a marketplace like this doesn't exist. If I may explain a little bit, the reason is all the marketplaces and technologies exist are mostly for B2C, yeah? And the big difference between B2C and B2B is the purchasing. So if I go to B2C, let's say Tokopedia, yeah? The customers is you have one person who says this is the demand. You have one person also who is the one who purchased the part. It's the same person also who pays for it, and it's the same person who checks the quality when it arrives. Yeah? In B2B, it's not one person, it would be at least 4 different departments. Yeah? That the production said, oh, I need spare parts for these and these machines. All right. Then these requests, to be more efficient, has to go digitally, automatically to the purchasing department. Yeah? So we have to have an automated process flow that once it entered by the production, it goes to the purchasing department. Then purchasing checks, compares, and says, okay, we buy this manufacturer, because there are also different manufacturers for the same part. After they gave the purchase order, somebody has to pay it for, and then it goes to the financing department, and so on. And then after it's ordered, it goes to the logistic department, and then to the quality department for the arrival. And we, in our platform, what we did, we made an automated process flow for all these steps, so that that we can best accommodate these.
So it's more complicated.
It's more complicated
in the flowchart.
Yeah, and and then it happens also that you have in one department, let's say finance, you have not only one person, but you have 5 or 6 or 7 persons. Yeah, same for production. You can have 10 persons who enter. So basically, then to buy one part, easily 30 persons could be potentially involved. So you need to have multi-user levels, automated process flows, and we had to create the software, since all of these solutions are focusing on B2C and they don't have these problems.
Can you simplify that? You said that the flowchart, if in Tokopedia they said, okay, there's a feature about know the price. Right?
Yeah.
In Bukalapak, and said a feature like something to negotiate and something like that. In 80 experts, do you have any such as unique features that, like now you already trial the vendor, so there's a unique feature that maybe you can offer to your partners?
Unique features? Basically, we will give them a lot of reports and insights, which they have at the moment not purchased. And we can analyze the purchase structure of their consumers. Yeah, when do they usually purchase? Because unlike consumers, which buy maybe a laptop every 3 years, spare parts you buy regularly, depending on what you're making on it. Yeah, and then if you know, okay, this customer, he buys this kind of spare parts every 6 months, also from the vendor side, you can prepare your own production to better align with the customer needs.
But what about right now, the response of the industry after since you already follow some of the exhibition like in Jakarta and Bali, what was the response of the community?
It was much better than expected, honestly. I told you we started it only from spare parts, and we had in April joined the textile exhibition in Indonesia and Jakarta, the Intertex, and we only went there for spare parts. Yeah, and then we got a lot of people coming from other side, especially, for example, the fabric makers. Can I sell also my fabric? And at that time I said, yeah, but why you want to sell it? Oh, because at the moment 50%, for example, going to traders, and they want to sell directly to all these SME companies. Yeah? I said, yeah, sure. So therefore, from this side, we got very good reaction, which we did not anticipate. And also, even from some agents, we got positive reply. Yeah? Because for agents, I don't want to say there are good ones and bad ones, yeah, but there are agents who just import, change it to their own letterhead, put on 50% extra, and sell it. But and this I would categorize as a little bit bad agent, because it's a little bit cheating the Indonesian customers. But there are also good ones who have a warehouse, who stock parts, so that they can serve their customers quicker. Here for sure they charge also, you know, big money, but then it's worth it for the customer because this is additional value. And from these agents, he said, this is great. Can I sign up as an agent? I said, yes. Well, he said, cool. Then because his customers have the problem, you know, he has maybe 1,000 potential customers in Indonesia, and they don't always want to call, do you have maybe this part on stock? If they can just go online, check, oh yeah, here it's on stock, they will find me much quicker, I can sell more. So therefore, what I believe also the role of agents, agents will not disappear, their role will just change. Since they need to focus less on the selling part, they can focus more on added value parts.